Hi everyone, welcome back to Billy's podcast. In this book session, we are going to discuss about a book called Fault Lines, which is written by our former RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan. And in this book, he has mentioned about the hidden faults in the economy, which lead to a bigger problem in the near future. So Raghuram Rajan was one of the few persons who predicted financial crisis before it had happened. So he says that it is a collective fault made by people, government officials, and the bankers, which led to the financial crisis of 2008. So, what is your opinion on that?
Well, I had spoken about this in another video, this concept. What happens is there's two main problems. One, we have a system where layers of the system get more and more complicated, where communication between layers become impossible. Or the top management purposely build the system such that communication becomes impossible. The example which I said in that video is, you go to catch your flight, and the counter, the front desk person of the aircraft says, "Sorry, we are overbooked. You've been booted from the plane." You get angry and you're screaming, Or you go because of fog, the flight is delayed by 2 hours. You're screaming at that guy.
Okay.
The flight is cancelled or whatever. What can that guy do? He's just one guy like you working there. He's not deciding the plane. He doesn't run the company. Like when you shout at the guy on the phone, bank, credit card, you're shouting, "Why don't what?" He's not. He's only a call center operator. So the layers get so complicated that there are communication gaps. And the second, which I spoke about, was fixating on one metric. So, for example, you worry about weight loss so much that you throw everything else out the window. Eating a healthy diet, mental health, everything else takes second place.
Only
weight loss, you're just looking at that weighing scale number. The number should come down. I don't care. That kind of obsession leads to problems. This is what Raghuram Rajan very nicely has written in this book. He talks about the 2008 financial crisis. And these fault lines appear. They're like cracks and you can see them coming. And these become stress points. So when pressure builds, like an egg which is cracked, once it forms a crack, you put pressure on that egg will burst. That's what happened in 2008. Because politicians, to satisfy people in a certain class of society, to give them affordable home, forced banks and everybody different ways and means to give them cheap loans. But that got exploited by the banks who wanted to please shareholders and investors, showing better books by giving loans to every Tom, Dick and Sundry, using the cheap loan avenue to give loans to people who have no right having a loan because they had no credibility. People are taking right, left, center loans, buying 3-4 houses, speculating. So this kind of feedback loop started happening, complicating the whole thing. So each system started contributing to this problem, and eventually the whole thing collapsed very spectacularly. When one crack happens, like I said, the pressure becomes too much and everything started collapsing. Then to solve this problem, we made even more problems. Immediately we did quantitative easing, printing free cash, zero interest. Everyone take cash. Money is the problem, no? Everyone take money, like monopoly money now it is. The bankers, United States, print free cash. Right? Don't have cash? Write on a piece of paper. Cash, US dollar. Draw some dollar symbol. Give. Literally, that's what happened. To the point, there's so much of cash, price of everything started going up. Like what we heard about Germany in World War II, where the factory workers wanted more money. And the German government at the time, after losses of World War II, was under such enormous pressure from the German laborers. They gave everybody bonus and high salaries. So each guy was very happy, worker. Instead of getting 100 marks salary, now it's getting 10,000 marks salary. Suddenly, one loaf of bread, which was costing a couple of cents, went up all the way to thousands of dollars.
And I read about this, that if you go to a shop to buy, and by the time you get that thing, the price would have...
by the time you go to the counter and you go from the counter, the cash counter, you're walking, price is going up. That's what hyperinflation is.
So the author mentioned about cracks in each sector, which led to the financial crisis. So as an investor, what will be the defects which we have in our portfolio or investments?
It's always easy to look back and see where the mistakes were. It's very hard to see going forward where the mistakes will be. So that's why you always have to be careful, cautious in your investment, take risks based on your appetite for it, and be informed when you're investing. Just because everyone is sipping, you should not be sipping. You should understand what is sipping. What is mutual funds? You should understand it. Just because everyone says put in money will grow in retirement plan, the banker will tell you something. Sir, put one policy, sir. You keep investing, your child's education is taken care of. Yeah, okay, but what are you putting? Where are you putting that money? How is it going to grow? You should ask those questions. You should ask for details and try to understand it as best as you can. Like that, if you stay like that, then whatever fault lines are there in the future, as an investor, you will see it well ahead.
Okay.
Because people did make money off these fault lines. 2008, you saw that movie Big Shot.
Yeah.
How people kept saying, don't. This is dangerous, this is dangerous. Banks did not listen, government didn't listen. So then they said, okay, then let's take
the profit.
I'll take the profit. I'll short it.
Yeah.
They short it and they made profit. So these kinds of things are there in the market. And every single time it doesn't play out. Sometimes a fault line can appear and it can become very bad, or it can stay there for some time, like earthquakes. You cannot predict. We know this is an earthquake zone. But when is the earthquake going to come? How severe will the earthquake come? Nobody knows.
Okay.
That's the thing with the problem with the fault line. You can't predict it, but it's there.
So I hope that this video is informative, and I suggest you read this book called Fault Lines, and you will have better understanding about how the economy works. And if you like this video, please share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel for more kind of videos. See you in another episode with an interesting topic. Thanks for watching the video.
Thank you.